Hi, Scott. ROCKFILE back with another podcast review for you. Let's talk about the new 4K edition of Corpse Bride. Always been a fan of this film and had a copy of it, but I hardly ever watch it, and watching it last night was amazing, actually. The movie is 20 years old now. The Blu-ray is 19 years old. So we finally got a 4K edition recently. They put it at Warner Brothers, put it out. It's in a beautiful Steelbook. There's also a regular edition. The movie looks and sounds fantastic. We'll get into that. But Tim Burton's Corpse Bride is from an idea that he had. He co-directed it with Mike Johnson. You've got voices like Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter and a whole list of people. Had a $40 million budget for a stop-motion animation feature in 2005. Went on to gross $118 million and was a big hit. Not bad, huh? So anyway, watching the movie now, it's only an hour and 15 minutes long. It's pretty short, and it's not really a musical. I could have done with maybe one less song. There's 3 or 4 in there, and they're all done by Danny Elfman. I'm a huge Danny Elfman fan, but like the first song feels a little forced to me. It's really good, but I did like the other songs, especially the Mr. Bojangles song. And if you haven't seen this movie in a long time, it's shockingly 20 years old. It was the first movie filmed digitally. It was easier for them to do stop motion animation without film, that they could just take a shot. So it is an upconvert from a 2K source, but it looks fantastic. This is one of the best 4Ks of the year. There is zero film grain. It's a digital product. You're seeing these things in like 3-dimensional space because it's stop motion animation. If you know how that's done, it's move a thing slightly, take a picture, move a thing slightly, take a picture. It is amazing how fluid this film is. It is probably one of the greatest stop motion animation films that has ever been made, at least that I've ever seen. It's fluid. There's a scene at the beginning where they're selling stuff on the street. It's old Victorian times, and they're cutting fish. Somebody's throwing a fish up, they're cutting it in half, and it's done to the rhythm of the song and the music that's going on. But the way the fish flaps, the way it throws up there, the way they cut it in half and it falls apart, it's all just so smooth. It doesn't feel like that herky-jerky stop-motion animation from when we were all kids. I've watched a few of these in modern times. A Mad God is one that took years to make, and even though it's a horrifying film to watch, it also is just incredibly smooth, but didn't achieve the smoothness that Corpse Bride did. It moves. You would think it was all digitally animated because of how smooth it is, how the mouths and stuff and the expressions change and match up with what they're saying. I think all the voice cast is incredible. I think the movie is surprisingly good for what it is. It is basically the retelling of an old fairy tale where a guy is betrothed to a woman. He goes in the woods and he puts the ring on what he thinks is a stick, and a corpse bride comes to life, and then he's got a weird love triangle going on. That's basically what happens in the movie. I think the dog is wonderful. Scraps. They bring him a dead dog when he goes to the land of the dead. It's very interesting that in the land of the living, the color is drained out of everything. It's almost black and white when you're in the land of the living, except for some of the clothes and some of the candle, but still very muted colors. But then when they go to the land of the dead, everything is brightly colored. It's very almost Beetlejuice-esque, if you will. I mean, it did come from Tim Burton. But the detail that you can see on the models, the colors that they use, HDR10 and Dolby Atmos really help sell just the video quality and the audio. It was very immersive soundtrack. I can't say it was very directional. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff whizzing around, but it just had a more open feel than it did when I switched to one of the other soundtracks. Really like the Atmos in it. And the movie looks fantastic. First film, fully digital, so there's no film in it, no film grain. If you're looking for something to show off your system with some great HDR and some great clarity, well, this is it. It is almost a perfect transfer. If it was filmed in 4K, maybe, but the movie is 20 years old. It's been so long since I've seen it, I had forgotten parts of it. I think it's a magical movie. I think it's a romantic movie. I think it's a dark fairy tale. I think it wasn't as much a musical as I was expecting when it started, because that first song was like, oh, if this is going to be like this the whole way. Movie moves very quickly. Even for an animated film, 75 minutes is not very long. This new 4K edition is spectacular, and it's one of the prettiest steelbooks I've gotten. It has a plastic slipcover over a steelbook. It's all done in the blues kind of the art style, and it recreates kind of the ending of the film without giving away the end of the film, which is it's just spectacularly beautiful. It's going to be a great looking on the shelf. Wonderful Steelbook. But there is a regular edition out there if you don't want to spend the money for the Steelbook. I think if you've ever loved Corpse Bride, you just have to add this to your collection right now. Tim Burton's Corpse Bride is an unadulterated cult classic that actually did great business at the time, and you just don't hear people talk about it in some of the best Tim Burton movies, but I think he knocked this one out of the park. It's really, really good, and everything that happened in the movie up to the end stuck with me. The sacrifices made, the choices made by the characters. This is not a kid's movie because there's no real cutesy stuff in it. It's that Tim Burton darkness we all like. But haven't watched Corpse Bride in years. This new 4K edition is a revelation. It's really amazing. And at $29.99, it is more than... Get the Steelbook. Just go ahead and do it. If you're a fan of the film, you probably already pre-ordered it. I love it. It's a great movie. It holds up. I'd probably give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the 4K, one of the best of the year. It looks and sounds fantastic. There's 2 new extras on there, about 15, 20 minutes worth of new extras, and then the old stuff is on there. You're only missing from the original Blu-ray the isolated score. If you like that kind of stuff, then hold on to your old Blu-ray, and the theatrical trailer. That's really the only 2 extras they didn't port over to the 4K. You only get the 1 disc, you only get the 4K, but that's all I need. Anyway, Corpse Bride, now available from Warner Brothers. It looks and sounds fantastic, best it ever has, and the movie is better than you remember. So pick it up. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE, and I'm going to count this as a Halloween one since it's Corpse Bride and had skeletons and dead people and Halloween stuff in it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a spectacular day, and thank you for listening.